June 2024 had a similar question. Suppose the initial equilibrium GDP is 1000. So Y is already given to us as 1000. MPC is 0.75. So small c is 0.75. Government spending increases by 100. So change in G is equal to 100. Then the expenditure multiplier and the new level of GDP. So the multiplier, the formula remains the same. Multiplier would be 1 by 1 minus c. So this is going to be 1 by 1 minus 0.75, which is going to be equal to 1 by 0.25. So it's the same answer, which is 4. And the change in y is again 4 times the initial change in government expenditure, which is 100. So 400. So if initial income is 1000, the new income by 2 is going to be 1000 plus 400, which will be 1400. So the answer is going to be 4 and 1400 and not 4 and 600. So D is the right answer. All right. Given the income multiplier M is equal to M 1 by 1 minus MPC, lower the marginal propensity to save, higher will be the multiplier effect, lower will be the multiplier effect. Multiplier will be infinite, multiplier will be 0. So lower MPC means lower MPS means higher MPC. And higher is the MPC, higher is the multiplier effect. So June 2023 would be A. All right, June 2020, what is the value of equilibrium level of income for the data given below for an economy? So data have C is 50 plus 0.85 D, T is 20%, investment is 100 and G is 30. So we can just form the equilibrium equation, which is Y is equal to C plus I plus G. C will be 50 plus 0.8 by D, where YD is Y minus T, plus I is 100 and G is 30. So we solve this equation and we'll get the answer. So this is 100, 130, 180 plus 0.8 Y minus TT is given as 20%. So 20% is actually TY. So we can put TY here. And this is going to be 180 plus 0.8 and y minus t is 0.2y. So this is going to be 180 plus 0.8 0.8y. So y is equal to 180 plus 0.64y. So this is going to be 0.36y is equal to 180. So y is going to be equal to 180 divided by 0.36, which is going to be equal to 18000 divided by 36. So 18 2s are 36 and 18 is 1000. And then this is going to be 2 is equal to 500. So y star is going to be equal to 500. C is the right answer. Next question is June 2019. So June 2019, we have some data given. I is 100, G is 75, tax is 100. Consumption is C is equal to 25 plus 0.5 YD. What is YD? YD is Y minus T, which is equal to Y minus 100. So now if we set up our equation, Y is equilibrium equation. Y is equal to C bar plus 0.8 YD plus I bar plus G bar. So this is going to be equal to 25 plus 0.8 y minus 100 plus I bar is 100, G is 75. So y is going to be equal to 200 plus 0.8 y minus 80. So this is going to be 0.2 y is going to be equal to 120. Now, what is the multiplier? So y is equal to 1 by 0.2 into 120. So 5 into 120 y is equal to, and y is going to be equal to 600. So the answer to number 4 is 600. And what is the value of tax multiplier, which is change in y by change in t? So To find that out, what we will have to do it is we will have to keep the taxes as T. Okay, then we'll be able to find the tax multiplier. So if you rewrite this equation as y is equal to c bar plus 0.8, y minus t plus I bar plus g bar, so they don't matter. They don't matter because we have to only find the tax multiplier. So when you are finding the tax multiplier, we will keep everything else as constant. So this is going to be dy is going to be equal to 0.8 dy minus dt. So when we are taking total, so after this step, we are taking total derivative. And so C bar, I bar, and G bar are all going to be dC bar, di bar, dg bar are all going to be 0. So the only thing which will have value is dy and dt. So only them we have included in the equation. Everything else is taken as 0. So this will be dy will be equal to 0.8 dy minus 0.8 dt. So this will be 0.2 dy is equal to minus 0.8 dt. So dy is going to be equal to minus 0.8 by 0.2 dt, which is dy is going to be equal to minus 4. So dy by dt is equal to minus 4. So the answer is D to question number 3. Also, we have one more question in this series. So let's check that out. What is the value of the government expenditure multiplier? So government expenditure multiplier is what we found out here. So here, if we had government expenditure multiplier would have been basically any autonomous component multiplier. So in this case, I can just replace. So my last equation was 0.2y is equal to, so this 120 is basically the sum of C bar plus I bar plus G bar minus C dt minus CT, right? So this 120 is the sum of that. Okay, so 0.2, if I need to find the tax rate multiplier, this is going to be 0.2 dy is going to be equal to dg. So dy by dg is going to be equal to 1 by 0.2, which is going to be equal to 5. So the multiplier, which is 5, is going to be the same whether the multiplier is for government expenditure, investment, C bar, or not for minus CT. So C bar, I bar, G bar are all the autonomous components, and the multiplier for all of them is going to be the same, and the multiplier is going to be 5. So the final answer for this series is this is minus 4, this is 600, and this is 5. This is June 2019. 2015, in a closed economy three-sector model, which of the following is true? Household savings equals to net investment. Household savings equals to gross investment. Household savings plus depreciation equals to gross investment plus government spending. Household saving plus tax plus depreciation equals to gross investment plus government spending. So the three-sector model has S plus T is equal to I plus G. That's the basic model here. So all these terms are only in option D, household savings plus taxes plus depreciation equals gross investment plus government spending. So investment is actually investment, net investment can also be written as gross investment minus depreciation. So if you take this, you can take the depreciation to the other side. So this becomes savings plus taxes plus depreciation is equal to gross investment plus government spending. So this term investment here is net investment, right? So yeah, so the answer should be D. June 2014, so we have a model and we have to find the tax multiplier with respect to T naught. So let's write down all our variables. Y is equal to C plus I plus G. We can start with that, and this is A plus B by D. Investment is equal to G. Oh, okay. And that that is just it. So this is equal to a plus b yd. Yd is y minus t, and t is t naught and ty. All right, so now we have to find the multiplier with respect to t naught. So we totally differentiate this. So we've kept only t naught, by, and y as variables. Everything else is taken as a constant and we put it equal to 0. So now taking the terms, dy terms to the other side, 1 minus b. So b will be actually here also, and b will be here also. So 1 minus b plus b t dy is equal to minus b dt naught. So dy by dt naught is equal to minus b upon 1 minus b plus bt. So minus b upon 1 minus b plus bt. So b seems to be the right answer. Yes. B is the right answer. Jan 2017, in an economy, S is equal to minus 100 plus 0.2y. Investment is equal to minus 30 plus 0.1y. What is the equilibrium level of income? So for equilibrium, savings should be equal to investment. So minus 100 plus 0.2y should be equal to minus 30 plus 0.1y. So we'll take this side. And so this becomes 0.1y should be equal to minus 30 plus 100, which should be equal to 70. So y should be equal to 700. D. December 2019, for which of the following consumption functions the value of the income multiplier k is equal to 4? So multiplier is equal to 1 by 1 minus c. So if this multiplier is 4, we can take out the value of c from here. So 4 is equal to 1 by 1 minus c. So 1 by 4 is equal to 1 minus c. So c is going to be equal to 1 minus 1 by 4, which is 3 by 4. So c is going to be equal to 0.75. So the answer should be C. Okay, December 2015, if marginal propensity to consume is equal to the average propensity to consume for all levels of income, the corresponding consumption function will be, so MPC can only be equal to APC in case of a proportional function, which is C is equal to BY. All right, so this is June 2023 UGC NET. When MPS is equal to 0.25, so MPS is our marginal propensity to save, which is 0.25. And initial increase in autonomous spending is rupees 100. So anything, autonomous spending would mean that any of the components are increasing, any of the autonomous components. So it could be G bar, it could be I bar, it could be C bar. Then the expenditure multiplier and the resultant increase in GDP respectively are. Now multiplier, if you know by the formula that the multiplier is 1 by 1 minus C into dA bar. So multiplier is just 1 by 1 minus C, and 1 minus C is MPS. So MPS is equal to 1 minus MPC. So this can also be written as 1 by 1 minus C upon small s, which is MPS. So 1 by 0.25. So this is equal to 4. So the multiplier is 4. So 4 is only one of the options. The other is, and the resultant increase in GDP respectively. So change in Y is going to be equal to the multiplier, which is 1 by 1 minus C, into the change in whatever factors. So all of these are autonomous factors. So we call them A bar, dA bar. So this implies change in y is going to be 4 times whatever is the change in the autonomous factor. It is 100 this time. So the answer should be 400, which is what is here. So the answer is correctly C. November 2017. Consider the following statements describing the relationship between marginal propensity to consume and the value of the multiplier. So the multiplier dy by dA bar is equal to 1 by 1 minus C. So if higher will be the MPC, lower will be the denominator, and lower is the denominator, higher will be the multiplier. So higher is the MPC, lower is the multiplier is incorrect. Higher is the MPC, higher is the multiplier is incorrect. If MPC is equal to 1, the multiplier will be infinity. So this will become 1 minus 0, which will be infinity. So this is C. So which of the following statements are correct? B and C are correct. If the consumption function passes through the origin and APC is equal to MPC, then it must be, so it cannot have an intercept of APC is equal to MPC, because that means the function is of, let's say, this format. Only then will APC be equal to MPC. So, so it must be linear without any intercept. It cannot have any intercept.